Right, in today's video, we have Spanish chicken and potatoes. Never had it before, never even knew it was a thing. So I'm looking forward to trying it. It was actually given to me as a substitution. I didn't even know they sold it. I've got a glass of water right here as well. Right, before we get started, I've got some shout outs to make. First shout out is to Nana Skids. I'm so sorry if I didn't give you a shout out. I remember the comment. I remember the comment you mentioned about it, and yeah, I thought I gave a shout out on the video, so I do apologise sincerely. So shout out to Nana Skids. Hope you and the grandkids are going well. Another shout out to Ryan John Allen. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for watching the vids. So yeah, let's give this a little taste. That's actually not bad, you know. Funny thing is, if I ever did become a big channel, I think the first merch I probably would sell is like t-shirts and stuff, and on it would say that's not bad, you know. Because when I have something I like, I do say that a lot. I had a phone call today. An Indian guy called Sam. That is the first red flag. And yeah, there's like, oh, I'm calling from Sky. You know, you're a valued customer. We want to offer you 40% discount. And I was like, oh, is it like the last phone call I had where you offered me 30% discount, but you wanted me to give you my login details of Sky? I said, you are an absolute scumbag. How dare you? You are vile. You know, you are vile, pathetic, disgusting scumbags. And then he was like, F-U-N. And I'm like, I'm white. He's like, F-U-N, F-U-N, and I'm like, they are the lowest of the low. Those people who want to call up and scam people out of their money, vile, absolutely vile. How they can sit there and look themselves in the mirror. Disgusting people. And it's crazy because they're cloning other people's numbers now. Like, because it was called from a UK number, and we all know he's in a call centre in India. But yeah, like, oh, and it was I had a phone call last week. It was a woman, an Indian woman this time, last week. And she was offering me 30% off. But yeah, and she was like, "Oh, can you give me can you give me your login details?" And then I was like, "What? No." I said, and that's when I turned on her as well. Her name was Rachel. Rachel from with a thick Indian accent. Why? You know, it's a really thick Indian accent, so why not give yourself an Indian name? It don't have to be your name if you're a scammer. You know, why they have to do a non-Indian name is crazy. And yeah, she called me and was like, oh, 30% off, and I'm like, because first she was like, oh, are you happy with your Sky internet? Is your internet dropping? Are you happy with it and all that sort of stuff? I was like, yeah, no, I'm happy with it. I'm fine. And she was like, oh, we're offering you 30% discount on your bills. And then she was like, oh, can you give me your login details so I can log in and put the discount on your account? And I'm like, I'm sorry? Do you want my login details? I said, never. Sky will never, ever ask me for my login details. And I went off on her and was like, you are vile. How can you sit there and look at yourself in the mirror? You're absolutely disgusting. Crazy. It's probably from the same call centre that I got the guy calling me from as well. And they was like, oh. And she was like, oh, don't worry. You don't have to give us the login details over the phone. We can send you an email and you can log in through the email. Like, you can click the link in the email and you can log into your account through that. And I'm like, yeah, there's not much lower than like these scumbag scam callers. And I've seen videos on YouTube of people scamming. When the guy was on the phone he was scamming the scammers or something, and the guy just seems to feel so entitled to it, like they deserve your money. Like, oh, it has like a Mediterranean kind of heat and kick to it. Like, how can I put it? It's like chicken and seasoned potatoes, and the tomato is like a Mediterranean curry kind of taste to it. You can taste the vegetables, and it has a kick to it as well. It's not bad. It's really not bad. I wasn't expecting that. It's hot though. I mean, spicy, and it's hot from heat. There was some vile, nasty people out there. Like, my mum got, there's several jobs which I think are vile. Scam callers, for one. Bailiffs, for another. and traffic wardens. Like, my mum got a parking ticket, get this, yeah, for being legally parked. Like, my mum parked legally as she was supposed to, and she got a parking ticket. So now she has to appeal against a legal parking ticket. Obviously, they are gonna withdraw it, but like, or because a traffic warden's trying to get on a quota or something. I don't get it. But yeah, and bailiffs as well. I didn't pay my council tax because I was waiting for them to sort out all the adjustments. They did it, but they didn't tell me, and I didn't know. And then they started sending me bailiff letters for the council tax. And yeah, I paid off, I contacted the council directly, paid off my council tax in full, and yeah, like the bailiff company is still calling me saying about, oh, how I still need to pay them their charges, and I'm like, what do you mean? I don't owe you nothing. I paid the council what is owed to them. And yeah, I spoke to someone on the phone. I think someone came to my house, and I spoke to them about it. And basically, I spoke to Citizens Advice, and they said, well, you can either just keep all your doors locked. They'll try for a couple of months, and you know, send it back or whatever. And I'm like, well, will they do that if I've paid off the fine completely? Because if they send it back, they're not getting no money, you know. And he was like, I don't know. So I was like, oh. I was like, you know what? Let me pay off this pathetic waste of space money. So I spoke to someone on the phone, set up an arrangement, and then another guy came round my house after I set up the arrangement. And I'm like, speaking to him at the door, and I'm like, can I help you? And he's like, oh, I'm here to collect the full money. I'm like, what do you mean you're here to collect the full money? I set up a payment plan with you. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, you didn't pay any money. And I'm like, what do you mean? I said, I've got a direct debit. You take it directly from my account, like straight away. So it's no fuss, no nothing. And he was like, oh, yeah, but we couldn't take it from you. And I'm like, what do you mean? I got my phone. I got my online banking, and I showed it to him. I said, look, I've always had enough money in my account for you to take money from me. I said, I paid the first one over the phone, so you have my correct details. And he's like, oh, no. And then, like, being an absolute prick about it. Like, and, what is it? I said, oh, I'm going to call the office. He said, go ahead and call the office. He said, you've got 24 hours to get the full amount of money. And then I was like, I'm going to call the office. So I called the office, and I was like, oh, there's nothing we can do because it's with the bailiff person now. Even I'm calling the bailiff company. And yeah, they passed me through to the same guy who was at my door on the phone. And then I was talking to him about setting up a direct debit. I said, because for some reason you didn't take the payment from my account when I had money. And yeah, he's sitting there basically calling me a liar, saying, oh, it's not our fault, it's your fault the money didn't come out your account. And I'm like, what? I said, are you calling me a liar? He's like, yeah. I said, I swear, come to my house. He's like, I said to him, you know what, I ain't paying you nothing. Come to my house. Watch when you come to my house. I was saying that to him on the phone. Like, because that guy was making my blood boil. Like, oh, he had me fuming on the phone. I was swearing at him on the phone, telling him I can't wait for you to come tomorrow. I'll see you in 24 hours. Come to my house. He didn't end up coming to my house. But yeah, I probably wouldn't have done nothing. I was just angry in that moment. Him sitting there to my face calling me a liar. Like, what? I've cleared my debt with the council who the debt was with. I've paid all my council tax with the council. And but yeah, I swear, bailiffs are vile people. Traffic wardens are scummy people. They're not vile. But I think how they are paid is what makes them do nasty, horrible stuff. Because I'm sure my mum's not the only one who has to appeal a parking ticket. And it's not the first one. There was one at a car park. A shopping centre mall car park. And yeah, because we was there for more than 3 hours. But tried to explain to them. We went to the kids' play area for 3 hours. And then we went to a restaurant next door. We was still in that area. We weren't running about nothing. They was like, oh, well, you could have got an extension. You could have applied for an extension. I'm like, where do you advertise that I can extend my stay? Like, I thought so long I was in the spending money in the premises, I was fine. But yeah, that one had to go. That one, we appealed that one. It got rejected. And then we appealed to an independent party. And it came back in our favour. That it was the car park that was wrong. But yeah, man, I feel like traffic wardens get paid on commission or something. So the more tickets they put down, the more money they get or something. I don't know, but yeah, ugh. People can turn around to me and say, we'll offer you double what you get to be a bailiff or be a traffic warden. I wouldn't even bother. I'd rather stay at the factory. You're like, no thank you. Like, yeah. Absolutely horrible. Horrible, horrible people. You know, and if you're a bailiff and you are not toxic and nasty towards the people who are putting a wage in your pocket, because don't forget, as a bailiff, you're earning money through people's debt, from people paying off their debt. So how about you give them a little bit more respect? And if you do, if you are a bailiff who treats people as human beings, then you are the exception. Believe me. Because yeah, more often than not, they're absolutely nasty, vile people. I remember seeing a case in America where bailiffs evicted someone, threw all of their property out into the street, had no care for it, just slung it out there like it was rubbish. You know, emptied out the fridge and everything and dumped all the stuff out on the street. Turns out they was at the wrong address. So they'd have thrown out all of someone's belongings who weren't even supposed to be evicted in the first place. And yeah, that person had all damaged items. They had jewellery missing as well. Now, this sauce is lovely. I do like this sauce. The potatoes are nice. They are seasoned well. However, the chicken is bland. Like, I feel like the chicken wasn't marinated in anything before being cooked. Like, yeah, the chicken tastes so bland, but everything else is nice. I don't know how that story ended about the woman who got her stuff like thrown out of her apartment when she wasn't supposed to be evicted. I don't know if she went to court for it or tried to sue them and stuff. Nuts. Oh, it is nice. There's lots of flavour. Oh, yeah, that was nice. Tune in again on Tuesday, where we'll be having 4 Savoys, chips and beans, possibly egg. I haven't decided if I'm going to have egg with it yet as well. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you Tuesday.